So I've been taking pills.
I ain't expected to drop that deuce on me like that, bro. I can't lie. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is a righteous glory?
If you've seen the channel name before, they already know who I am. I have a lot of stories about a lot of different girls and a lot of different people, generally speaking. But I would say by far, this girl was probably one of like the most psycho girls I've dealt with. Like, she's just a little not all there. Not a bad person in particular, like not evil, not fucked up, just a little fucking crazy. I was having a conversation with one of my friends recently and he had told me straight up like, yo, it's like you just picked them from like mental hospitals and shit, bro. Like, where do you be finding these bitches at? And it's so crazy that he says that because in this story in particular, he wasn't wrong. I pretty much had picked it from a mental hospital. So yeah, basically, I had gone to an alternative school, right? I went to an alternative school for the last 2 to 3 years of my high school experience. The reason why I had to go to that is because I was a badass kid that never went to regular school. I was always academically pretty decent. I just fucking hated it so much, like to the point where I did not go. Didn't fuck with the school, didn't fuck with the people, didn't go. End up in an alternative school, which is pretty much a school where you go to when you need to catch up and you're behind, because I was behind. At least a grade behind, like in terms of like where I should have been, I was like a grade behind. Get to the school, you know, I started making friends or whatever, started talking to people. It was mainly girls. Like I ain't fuck with guys. I ain't talk to any guys. I talked to like all girls. So got close to a few girls, whatever. One day I'm chilling, and as I'm chilling, talking to one of my like, you know, homegirls, whatever, she invites her other friend over to come talk with both of us. Now it's me, a homegirl, and this other girl that I'ma call, what should I call her? What should I call her? I don't even know. I was gonna say Flame Princess, but I'm pretty sure I've used that person as somebody else in the past. But you know what? I'ma still call her Flame Princess. If I've used that character for anybody else in the past, they're not the same people, most likely. If I'm not I'm like 80% sure they're not the same people. But anyway, I'm sitting with Anais, we're talking. Flame Princess comes over, and then we start having a discussion, and I noticed that Flame Princess is giving me some vibes. Like, she's talking, but she's throwing a little like subtle like hair flicks and playing with her hair, and you know, like the little flirty shit that girls do when they're trying to show you that they're interested or that they like what they're seeing. She was like 5'1", 5'2", and I'm relatively tall. Those are usually the women I attract the most, are like really tiny women. After that day, me and Flame Princess established a little, you know, bond or whatever, and I didn't really think too much into it. I thought, all right, you know, she's cool, but she was one of those girls that like, she likes something, she sees something, she goes after it. So she's like, anytime she sees me, like she comes over, she sits down, establishes, it don't matter who the fuck I'm talking to. Like, she wouldn't be rude or disrespectful about it, but she'd come in, sit down, talk to me. Now I'm hers for this time. Like, my attention, my full attention is on her. And I'm just like, oh, like, hey, I'm cool with this. Over time, as we get a little closer, you know, I was just starting my YouTube channel, well, my first YouTube channel at the time, and I asked her for some help because she was trying to be a YouTuber as well. So she helped me with some stuff in my first YouTube channel. I can't reveal her name, and I'm not gonna say which video or videos, but she was involved in some of the first videos I ever did. One day she texted me randomly like,
Yo, Josh, we need to speak. It's business. Call me ASAP.
I was lost because I'm like, I never did that before. Like, what you mean by business? I didn't want to take it there unless she was trying to take it there, you feel me? So I just say, yeah, what's up? No response, like cold, dead, nothing. Go to school the next day, not there. And you know, you might think, all right, you know, it's regular. Sometimes people is just absent. Tell me why the whole week she ain't show up. And she was the person that came to school every day. And in my school, nobody fucking came to school. Like, we had like 50% attendance because of like a bunch of badass kids like me. But she was one of the people that did come pretty consistently until she didn't. And she was gone for a week. Over time, I end up kind of forgetting about Flame Princess because I'm kind of caught up with the girls that are in front of me. You know, it's like, why would I be worried about a girl that's went missing when I could be worried about the girl that's in front of me? Especially because around this time, Margaret had come to school. So Margaret is like this girl that I had like a really big crush on throughout high school. She was a transfer student, but she transferred later on in the year. So like about 2 months into the school year, she transferred in. She was just my type. Like, my type physically and like in her demeanor, her personality was my type. A little spicy, a little cold, but like when she got comfortable around you, could be real feminine type shit. One day I'm sitting with Sean, I'm talking with Margaret, you know, chopping it up because, you know, it's like the early honeymoon, like flirty, early bird lover, whatever the fuck phase, right? You know, this is when you first meet the girl, you know, you cracking jokes, talking, whatever. Tell me why Eileen want to come over is like,
Oh, so where's your best friend, Flame Princess?
I'm just thinking in my mind, like, yo, you trying to sabotage my shit? Like, yo, what's up with you, Eileen? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you see I'm macking with Margaret over here. Why are you coming coming over here with that energy, right? Yo, Margaret got on the defensive real. I don't know what the fuck got into Margaret. Because I had only been speaking to her like, what, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe at this point. She looked at me and she's like,
oh, who's Flame Princess?
huh? What you mean, who's Flame Princess? Like, what the fuck? Like, you claiming me already? Like, it's been 3 weeks. That's not a terrible thing though, because personally, I found it to be kind of sexy. But I was just like, yo, like, that's just my friend. Like, I don't know. Like, she been missing. I don't know what happened to her. And Eileen's like,
Oh, well, maybe you should figure out where your friend went.
and Margaret just looking at me kind of crazy. She looked tight or pissed off, which I really don't understand. Don't understand to this day why she was so tight, but whatever, right? About a week or two later, I forget when it was, but I end up seeing Flame Princess in school. She comes to school, and when she comes to school, I don't know what it was, but I was excited to see her again, because it's like, yo, I missed her. I go over to talk to her, and bro, she's like a corpse. Like, she's like dead inside. When I speak to her, she's not vibrant, she's not loud, she's not, because she's usually loud, vibrant, like you could see her, you know that she's in the room. She's dead quiet. I don't know what the fuck is happening or why, but you know, like she was being dry. I just like, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone, leave her alone. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna just go back, do my own thing. For a few weeks, she was just moving like that. And, you know, I didn't really mind because I had my eyes set on Margaret, even though Margaret was like a fucking war every day between me and her, which I caused a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, eventually one day, I don't know what it was, but just I'm chilling there by myself, not talking to nobody, not talking to Margaret, not talking to Eileen, not talking to anybody in the classroom. Flame Princess, she walks up on me and she's like mad affectionate. She comes over and she gives me a hug. It's like,
Hey Josh, what's up? How's everything? Can I sit with you?
I'm just like, yo, what's going on with this girl today? Like, I'm loving this energy, but what the fuck is going on? Why is she moving like this all of a sudden? And a part of me is kind of tight because I'm like, yo, you were missing for like a month, then you start moving a little weird and crazy, and now you want to be like yourself. But yeah, so I tell her to pull a chair, come sit with me. We sitting down, I just ask her what's up, and she says like,
So I've been taking pills.
I ain't expected to drop that deuce on me like that, bro. I can't lie. Like, what the fuck? But she did clarify and said not pills, like popping pills. She's been popping like prescribed pills, like pills that they prescribed to her for her anger issues. Because some context about Flame Princess, she was always fighting, like always fucking fighting. She was so tiny. You would never expect a girl her size to ever want to be fighting nobody, but she was fighting everybody. Didn't give a fuck how you look. She was fighting and throwing hands all the time. Flame Princess was a menace. One of the first stories she had told me when I met her was that she got into a fight with a nurse in her old school because she didn't like the way that she was talking to her. So she beat the nurse's ass and then she got suspended from school. And I'm like, what the fuck? How? And you won? You know what? Props to you, because that's crazy that you did that at like 14, 15. How the fuck you fight a nurse, a school nurse? Yeah, so they prescribed like anger issue pills, anger management pills. And after her prescription was done and like, you know, the doctor said she could come off of it, her mom went and bought some like under the counter shit, under the counter, over the counter. I don't know. It's like some low key shit. Like it wasn't prescription based. She just got these like random pills called like, I think it's called Relax Now. And she started giving them to her. And I'm like, yo, your mom like neutered you, fam. Like she like, Relax Now. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, yo, I would never take no pills like that. She said whenever she took those pills, she felt completely drained. She had no energy. Like she couldn't do shit. And she couldn't even hold a conversation. So she couldn't even really function. And I'm like, I see what you're saying. And she's like, yeah, so like, you know, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to be around you. I wanted to say what's up. But like, it was just difficult for me. She also later tells me that she had been gone from school for a month because she'd been in the hospital because she like had an outburst or an outbreak, and then her mom called the cops. And yeah, man. Yeah, you see what I'm talking. You see what I'm dealing with. Like you have an idea. Moving along, some time passes. It's around Christmas time, and you know, like or like close to Christmas time. I remember like she walks up on me, Flame Princess. Like I don't know what's going on, but she's like mad, like seductive, a little flirty. You know, she hugging on me and shit. We're talking, and then she just like, you know, like throughout everything, all the shit that I've been through, like my challenges. I feel like you're always there for me. Like I appreciate you. I really care about you and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like she hitting me in the heartstrings right now. When a girl can make you feel like that, it's a different feeling, bro. She just telling me like, you know, she's not used to that type of stuff. Like guys she deals with or talks to are usually like either abusive, mentally, physically, or spiritually. I don't fucking know. Yeah, like it was a good vibe, bro. And then the next day after that, we was back in the classroom, and yeah, like some shit happened between me and Margaret, and yo, Flame Princess came in. She's sitting there opening. She took it. She was shooting from the fucking half court that day. She was all hugging on me, standing behind me, massaging me in my back after like I had gotten to like a pretty noticeable heated little argument with Margaret, and Margaret walked off, and then Flame Princess said, shit, like I'm here for the rebound, and she just swooped in and stole me. Like, bro, It was the best feeling in the world. I was on like cloud 9, bro. Like I was fucking with Flame Princess. I'm like, yeah, this is a cool girl. I think she's more worth it or more valuable to me than Margaret, because Margaret's moving like she moving a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And then the next day she's back in the fucking hospital. Like, Right, back in the hospital. Yeah, man, and this time, she was gone for months. Like, months. She was gone for fucking months. From, like, December to April. 4 months of her life she spent in the hospital, like a mental hospital. And I remember her calling me one night and saying, like, she's gonna be back in the hospital and gonna be gone for a while. I thought she was drunk, because she called and she was, like, slurring her words, like,
yeah, Josh, like, oh, I'm gonna be gone for a while, and, but I really, I thank you, I appreciate you, I care about you, I'll see you soon.
Like, yo, what the fuck? I thought she was joking until she wasn't, and I hadn't seen her for 4 months. And that was also the same year as quarantine, so when March came along, we was home, and she was still in the fucking hospital. Like, it's crazy. She was living in a whole other world, and when she comes back into the real world, she's in a whole other world, like with masks and shit, and all this other, like, bro, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Like, imagine being in a hospital for a few months, and then you come into a pandemic. How did it end? You might ask. It ended very awkwardly, and there was no maintenance of dignity at all. Like I felt like a fucking pussy. Like I felt like a piece of shit when it. I'm gonna tell you why. She gets out the hospital randomly, and I didn't find out by her telling me, like her calling, texting me. I find out by her posting on her Instagram that she's walking around. So I remember calling her up and like saying like, yo, what's up? How's everything? And we had a whole conversation. It was all good. It was all fine and dandy. And I'm thinking like, yo, we gonna talk. We gonna see each other. Like I plan on linking her and shit. And then she posted some like Instagram quote, which like pretty much sold the deal that she's fucking. It is not me. That quote says something along the lines of 1 second you hate his guts and the next second he's in yours. And I started thinking, I'm like, hey, last time I checked, I've never been in her guts. So somebody must be in it if she's posting that shit. Cause she posted like LMAO, no mames or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that means, right? But it's like some Hispanic people shit. Y'all would know what that means. That's how it ended. Like we didn't talk at all after that. And yeah, I haven't talked to her since. She just kind of disappeared. Who knows what she's doing? Like she came out fresh out, first day out. She was fucking again, like, and it wasn't me. It's a sad ending to a story because I'm not gonna lie, the whole time she was in the hospital, I was thinking like, damn, when she was here, I took her for granted. Like, I was so focused on Margaret that I didn't see the girl that was really into me. Then the second I decided to start paying attention, she ended up in a fucking mental hospital. Like, how? How the fuck? So when I like you, now you want to end up in a mental hospital. Come on. Like, you couldn't even, like, be out for a bit. Like, we could have had something going on, then go to the mental hospital. Like, let me be the reason why you in the mental hospital. Like, what the fuck? I feel useless. If I were to have a moral to this story, I guess it would be, like, number one, don't take what you have for granted. Appreciate it while it's there, because it could be going like that. And number two, don't... Stay away from these crazy bitches, bro. Like, bro, I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that because I have a lot of crazy bitch stories. Oh my, fam. That list is long. But anyway, that'll be more story times for other times. The main thing though, like, really be careful what woman you're involving yourself with, because I will say this, if I were to like actually involve myself with her, I would have dealt with a whole bunch of shit because she was crazy. Like, she had all types of issues and she was a cool person. Like, not gonna take that away from her. She was cool, had some great qualities, but she was a little fucking psycho. If a girl is telling you like shit, like, she's been abused, and like, if she's pretty much telling you her issues, like what's wrong with her, if you want to be compassionate, cool, but at least consider what she's saying, because a lot of these girls will straight up tell you what their issues are and what's wrong with them, but you just, sometimes you be caught up and you just don't be paying attention. That was me. I've gotten better at it now. Back then I was terrible at that shit. I was terrible at vetting girls and like screening them and seeing if they're cool, like, or not. But yeah, this story is long enough. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Deuces.